Israel versus Iran, missile barrages that shocked the world. You hear the sirens first. A distant rumble, a sky suddenly alive with contrails no one wanted to see. In a moment, routine becomes tense. A city goes silent, then alarms cut through the calm. This is not distant conflict. This is the reverberation of power. A barrage of missiles, not echoes of fear, but deliberate declarations. When missiles arc across skies, they carry more than explosives. They carry history, patterns, unspoken logic. The world rarely sees events like this in isolation. They are nodes in a network of influence, strategic, political, existential. To understand why these barrages shock the world, we must look beneath the headlines, not only at the trajectories of weapons, but at the forces shaping the choices behind them. In June 2025, a massive volley of missiles was fired from Iran toward Israel, a response to sweeping strikes on Iranian infrastructure and military sites. The sky over Tel Aviv lit up. Explosions echoed. Air raid sirens became a grim soundtrack. It was more than confrontation. It was a signal, a message in motion. Militaries did not act out of whim. They acted out of strategy, layered, reactive, deeply rooted in deterrence and retaliation. Layers of history, memory, ideology, and regional balance intersect here. Israel's defense systems, multi-tiered, advanced, responded to incoming barrages, turning potential devastation into a test of defenses. Ballistic missiles, drones, counter-fire, interceptors, a complex choreography between offense and defense. But beyond hardware lies the meaning. A barrage is not simply launch and impact. It is leverage. It is communication when words fail. Iran's missile attacks have not been isolated occurrences. In the past, waves of long-range projectiles targeted from Haifa to Beersheba. Many were intercepted, some slipped through, buildings damaged, lives disrupted, fear materialized. For Israel, such barrages reveal vulnerability and provoke calculated responses. For Iran, they serve as assertion and deterrence. And for the global audience, they present a picture of instability, not merely at one border, but across a region where alliances and pressures overlap. Consider the strategic choke point of the Strait of Hormuz, the artery through which a significant portion of the world's oil flows. When Iran closed parts of it during live fire drills, it was not only a military exercise. It was a statement about global leverage and interdependence. This is the new terrain of conflict. Not just geographic, but economic, political, structural. Missiles do not fly in isolation. They reflect fractured negotiations, sanctions, regional alliances, and global pressures. The United States has responded by moving additional military assets into the region, an indication of how quickly anxiety becomes action on the world stage. From neutral capitals to global markets, reverberations are felt. Oil markets spike, stocks waver. Diplomats speak of restraint while analysts forecast risk. But in the middle of this, ordinary lives intersect with strategic calculation. People huddle in shelters. Families wait for all-clear signals. Cities count impact sites and sirens. This is the human texture of geopolitical tension. Still, questions remain unresolved. How far will escalation go? What triggers de-escalation? Who calculates the cost? Human, economic, political, and where? Missile barrages are dramatic, but they are symptoms of deeper structural competition, over power, influence, security, identity. They are not moments of randomness. They are nodes in a longer, more intricate story. And the most consequential patterns are not always loud. They are measured, calculated, quiet until the trajectory becomes impossible to ignore. Today's barrage becomes tomorrow's analysis. The world watches, not merely as spectators of conflict, but as witnesses to the unseen architecture of power. Events like these shape perceptions, alignments, futures. And they remind us that conflict is more than confrontation. It is the unfolding of accumulated choices, strategic, psychological, and structural. Look beyond the flashes in the sky. Trace the strands of influence that brought them there. And consider this: if missiles reflect more than physics, if they reflect intent, then understanding the intent becomes the real frontier of clarity. Where do you draw the boundary between defense and escalation? Between deterrence and provocation? And what do these questions reveal about the deeper currents that shape world events? Share your perspective, because the world watches not only what happens over the skies, but what choices bring those trajectories into being.